Remember?
Killing them softly.
Remember when we did that and it got ruined?
I remember.
Steve ruined everything that day.
Steve ruined my life.
He ruined
that
all
day.
of it that day.
Listen,
Nothing else was to be ruined. Steve had already ruined all of it.
I tried my best, okay?
Well, your best wasn't good enough.
Your
Steve.
best
I
was
bought
not anywhere
a
close
very
to good
nice
enough.
mixer. I bought very nice microphones, and guess what? They turned out to be shitty.
Fucking had
Thanks,
to replace all of it.
Elon Musk and your Amazon buying bullshit.
I just want to say we have nothing against Elon Musk.
Yes, we do.
Fuck Elon
I hope
Musk.
he goes to space and dies from aliens butt fucking him.
This may be a controversial statement, but fuck
so
that guy.
mean, Steve.
I hope a Tesla runs him over on autopilot.
Why do you hate him? He's a
Teslas
nice
look
fella.
pretty cool, though. I'm torn.
I hope a Model X opens its doors and uppercuts him into space. Fuck Elon Musk. He's the reason our gas prices are so high.
Why are we talking about Elon Musk?
I don't know. Michael brought it up.
No, Steve brought it up because it's stupid. Therefore, Steve brought it up.
Listen,
Like a
I bring
stupid.
up insightful topics like, man, this movie wasn't as good as I built it up to be in my mind.
You didn't like it?
I'm not saying I didn't like it. It's just
It's a wild
the
movie.
ending kind of ruined it for me.
Oh.
I got to be honest. It was the
Just
ending.
like the last movie we watched, and the last movie we watched, and the last movie. If
Yeah,
they'd have
nothing-
just done this, it would have been a better movie.
Nothing's
Okay,
ever good
Steve.
enough for
Nah,
Steve.
he just can't like a movie. Like they should have done this at the end.
Listen, I loved this movie. I was in it. I wanted it to know what was happening. I was trying to figure out from the beginning what was happening.
Yeah, he
And then
couldn't do
the
it.
ending happened, and I was like, oh, well, that's just lame. Like, I thought it was something cool, and it was just...
How is the lady being a serial killer and hiding the bodies in the walls not cool?
I wasn't expecting it to be a slasher movie. I was expecting it to be like a mind trippy...
Well, but
like,
it
Which
fuck
it was.
it
movie.
was.
Which it was.
But I think it's
That's
in
not
a
an
different
argument.
way from what you expected it
Exactly.
to
Which is what I'm saying. Like, I loved the movie, but it's just the ending wasn't what I expected, and
It's like a
it kind of threw it off for me a
psychological
little bit.
thriller that ends in a slasher.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I
And
don't
then
know.
gives you a little of the what is
Gives you a, ooh,
going
ah.
on.
But I will
she saw,
say-
she saw that lady in the mirror again at the end.
But I will say, I'm gonna need you guys to walk me 100% through the plot because I completely forget what happened in this movie.
The plot is country girl fashion designer.
Well, wait a
loses
second.
her mind.
Wait a second. Let me introduce the
Loses-
show and then tell me what
Loses her
happened.
mind.
Ba ba da 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 da.
It's your turn now, Steve.
Oh, it's my turn now?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just making sure.
That was an intro.
Oh, that was our intro?
Yeah.
Okay, good job, Danielle.
Thank
You did it.
Yeah,
I'm so proud of you.
I'm not proud.
I like your hair. Looks pretty today.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hey, Steve,
Anyway.
shut the fuck up.
Welcome back to Every Film in the Book. I'm Steve.
I'm Danielle.
We're doing the movies. Yeah.
We are doing movies.
We're
Yes,
doing the
that is
movies,
correct.
yeah.
That's Michael.
I mean, based on the intro, I mean, we didn't say the name of the movie, but I guess if you've seen it, you probably know what we're talking about. We're talking Last Night in Soho here on the show this week.
yeah.
I'm very confused and I have mixed feelings. I wanted to watch this movie so bad, and I don't know. Maybe I expected too much out of it. Maybe I didn't expect enough out of it. I don't know. But somebody help me through this fucking movie.
All right. Well, so yeah, Steve really wanted to watch this movie. I saw the trailer. I was intrigued.
So you were intrigued by the trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
was.
that's what got me. It
Right.
seems so cool. And I liked Edgar Wright. Like, I loved his previous movies.
Can you name one of
He
his
did
previous-
Scott Pilgrim versus the
Okay.
World.
Okay.
He did Baby Driver.
Oh.
Like,
you do
two of my
those
favorite movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
But, like,
Completely different films, by the way.
no, I'm not comparing them to that movie. Trust me.
He's a Renaissance man.
I'm trying to not do what I did to the Guy Ritchie movie. What was that, Wrath of Man? Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
try to just take this as it was.
Right.
But
Which
yeah,
you have trouble with, apparently.
sometimes I do.
100% of the time.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at just watching a movie and enjoying it for what
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
And
No,
if it's
well-
a bad movie, I'm just like, that movie was shit. I don't care who made
like
it.
I don't want to make it seem like I hated the movie because Edgar Wright directed it.
Right.
No, like I like I said at the top, like I loved this movie. Like I was super into it. I was intrigued. I wanted to know what was happening, and then it was just the ending that just seemed kind of like half baked to me.
Because it was a happy ending and it wasn't like some dramatic everyone dies ending, or...
Well, I don't know if it was a happy ending.
I mean, I just mean that like our main characters didn't die.
Well, no, it's not that I wanted them to die. I just wasn't expecting the twist of what happened. I mean, I guess we'll get into the ending later, like just in case people are clicking on this and they're like, I haven't seen this movie yet. What's it about? Michael,
Spoiler
tell us what
alert,
it's
that's what our podcast is. Just a
Yeah,
big
we just-
spoiler
we-
I thought that was the whole premise of
Yeah.
all of it.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But Michael, help me out through the freaking plot because I completely forget how this starts, how it ends, and all the middle parts, except for
we'll start with
that
how it
she's a
starts.
bartender at some point.
Yeah, well, so you don't have all the information ever in
Right.
the whole film.
Yes.
At all. So like there's no sense of control with the movie at all.
And
So-
as you can tell from Arrival, I do not do well with movies where I don't have control of it.
You're like, wait, I don't understand. Just watch it. See, no, but I don't
Yeah,
understand.
but dude, the whole movie, I'm racking my brain. Like, when you got up to go to the bathroom, I whispered what I thought the movie was to Michael, and he's like,
Completely
No.
wrong.
He's like, just fucking watch the movie.
So far off topic. It was great.
I thought her mother was the Soho character, like the dancer.
Oh.
That's what I
Okay.
thought, but I was completely wrong, so I didn't figure out
No.
the movie from minute 30.
Mm.
But yeah, no, Michael, take us
Well,
through the beginning of this plot because I really need help.
Well, it's the classic small town girl trying to make it big. But from the get-go, you know something is a little odd with her.
Yeah.
Like,
Would you say she's just a small town girl living in a lonely world?
Wow.
I
She
would,
tech-
I wouldn't. I
She
wouldn't have.
technically did take a midnight train going anywhere.
No, it had a destination. They all do. It's called business. That's no. It has to go somewhere because it
Oh,
needs to cost
no.
money.
Oh no, Steve's in a laughing fit.
Oh, God damn it.
All
But
right.
Yeah, so
she's kind of odd.
yeah, so she's a little bit of an oddball.
But they don't really explain it. But
Yeah,
they
like-
do let you know that her mother had taken this trip.
Yeah, she
and her-
went to London.
Her grandmother, who she was living with, had taken the trip too, and it was her dream as well. But it didn't work out that well for the mom.
Right.
And I will say the girl gives off like a homeschooler vibe.
Yeah.
I was homeschooled.
So-
I should.
Very, very doe-eyed or whatever they
Very-
call
But
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's our main character. I can't remember this actress's name. I don't think I've seen her in anything else, but she is an English kind of like suburbanite. Suburbanite.
It's way out in the country.
Yeah, she's way out in the country.
That's not
Suburban.
suburbanite.
What's suburban then?
It's way out in the country.
Yeah, so suburbanite.
Suburban is like
It's like a
cul-de-sacs
neighborhood.
and-
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So she's not a suburbanite, but she's out.
Suburban.
She's a country
Suburbanite.
English folk. And she wait, how am I saying suburbanite?
No,
is
it's fine.
am I saying it wrong?
No, go
Anyway,
on.
but yeah, so she's living out in the country and she gets an acceptance letter to this fashion school in London and
Mhm.
we find out her mom took that trip to London. Her grandma also took the trip to London, and that's what Michael was saying. But yeah, so she gets accepted to their school, and our story basically starts off with her going to school.
Yep.
Cool. So I at least have the beginning
That's
right.
the beginning.
That was the beginning, Steve.
And
Cool.
she gets her first warning kind of from her gran. where
Yeah.
She's like, if it's too much for you up here, and like motions to her head. Like if it's too much for you up here, like call or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's
I'll make you cookies.
that's the first kind of like, okay, like
And she
knows
says
about
like something about her being able to see things.
Yeah, because like she does see, I guess, what is her mom in the mirror. Like she like even from the beginning of the movie, like she's seeing her mom in reflections.
Right. So she already has this. I guess you could call it an ability. I think it's a schizophrenia thing, but
She's just psycho.
well, no, I genuinely think that a big portion of this is supposed to be like that she has some form of schizophrenia, or like it's leaning towards that.
That's pretty interesting. We'll have to get back to that because
Yeah.
I like that. All right. So, Michael, where are we at from after her getting to school?
So she gets to school, and Country Girl made her own clothes that she's wearing the first day. And she meets her roommates, and they are your typical, what you would imagine,
bitches.
fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure,
Douchey
yeah.
fucking college
They
students.
seem like fun to me.
No,
but
they
okay.
are complete poopy faces.
They
They're poopy
like to
faces.
party, though.
Yeah, well,
Yep.
I mean, apparently that's allowed. Like, when we went to college, it was like, it's a dry dorm. You can't have anything in the dorms.
Yeah, they were like partying
these
in the
are-
rec
They're
room.
These are
freaking
European
pouring
college.
They're pouring Jägermeister in their common room.
Can you drink when you're 18
Yeah,
the
you can drink
rules
when
over
you're
there are way
18.
different.
or yeah?
Yeah, because they're like, oh, you can sign up for the military? Yeah, you can have a drink. Why not?
No, it's like 14 in some places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're like, yeah, alcohol isn't that big of a deal.
I'm
No,
pretty sure
they
like
just-
wine and beer is 14.
It's just
Yeah.
culturally been dealt with, and everybody acts accordingly.
Right. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, so continue. They're partying in the dorms?
Well, it's a culture shock for her. So they spend a decent bit of time, like it was very abrupt, but in stages she was exposed to like the language that she hadn't really heard, and then they're partying a little bit, and then the sex and the drugs, and then she's talking shit behind her back type thing. So it's like she gets hit all in a row with all of the adversity from her different lifestyle.
Right.
But
It's the oh shit, I'm in college now.
Right.
I have to
Yeah.
it's
experience.
like, oh, this is the real world.
Yeah.
That's why I clung to the nearest like 35-year-old, and I was like, yeah, we're friends now.
We're friends now.
Well, that was me. I wasn't a country girl, but
Oh my
So
god.
she does some real weird stuff.
Tell me to shut up. All right,
Sorry,
so she
go
does some
on.
weird stuff. Sorry.
Like there's a house party, and she's wearing a blanket. She's wearing her headphones, and music is a big part of her life.
yeah.
Right.
Well, her roommate busts in the door with some dude, and she just starts stripping and fucking this guy, and she's like, I'm sleeping here. Like, what do you?
I was trying to get my required
She just-
7 to 8 hours of sleep.
She
Yeah.
just quietly watches.
Yeah.
Like,
And she
Ooh.
just left
in the
with
corner?
her blanket.
Yeah, but like, oh shit, what was I gonna say?
Well, that.
I had a good point, and
Doubt
then I
it.
can't remember.
Well,
Doubt
so I was gonna say that moment was like the first sort of like jump I think that they throw at you, is because she like jolts awake,
Right.
and she's late for class, and then she goes into class, and
No. Oh, that was what I was gonna say. So it's kind of like how Edgar Wright did it with Baby Driver. Like a lot of these cues are kind of like set to these music cues. It's pretty cool to see that like these scenes are almost like set to a soundtrack instead of like a soundtrack being added to the scenes. Like
that was thought out.
yeah, like
from the
he
beginning.
planned it out beforehand, and like he was like, all right, so I know for this scene I want this song. How do I like stage the scene to make the song fit better?
So it's like they made the movie on purpose.
Oh my god, shut up, Michael.
It's like they did it on purpose, Steve.
Well, of course they made a movie on purpose.
They
They
did it
didn't
on
like just
purpose.
wake up one morning and be like, "Oh shit, I just sunk like 70,000 hours into this movie."
Well, I think I get more of what you're saying is that like there's a big impact around the sound,
yeah,
and they incorporate it to be like not like a secondary thought, but like
yeah,
that's
it seemed like
big
it was a
force behind
main
the scene.
thought. Like
Right.
we picked these songs for a reason.
mm-hmm.
And
And, like-
sometimes you hear the music before the scene would be set. in front of
Right,
you.
right.
No, this 100% keeps you in it for sure.
Yeah, no,
it's
like,
very
he's-
immersive the way it was done.
He's great with his music cues. Like even like I know I'm gonna keep going back to Baby Driver, but like he literally had entire scenes set to like music, and it seemed like that's what he was kind of trying to do, but like dumbing it down a little bit, where it's like, you know, like when we first see Anya Taylor-Joy, you know, she's dancing into like a song, and like, you know, the whole scene is set to that song, and then like we hear it repeating throughout, you know, the rest of the movie, and it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I notice things
Yeah,
from
you're a
time to time.
music guy.
Yeah, yeah.
So basically, all of this, like her going through a shitty dorm experience, is just to set up that she has to find another place to live. And I mean, there's a couple of scenes of her in class and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
but
all
it's-
that basically just leads up to what you were saying. Like
Right.
she moves off campus. Like she's having a crappy experience, and she's like, "Nah, I want to go live with old people."
Well, yeah, she finds a random flyer on the side of the street that's like room for rent.
Yeah,
girls
it's literally
only.
on the floor.
Yeah, I would not like if I saw a letter on the ground that's like girls only, call this number. I'll be like,
Ooh, you're
no,
trying to.
I already called.
You're
no.
trying to solicit something.
I already called that number.
You already called it?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. What did it say?
It's great.
Oh, okay. It's just great.
It's great.
All right, whatever. But yeah, so she answers this like basically floor Craigslist ad to rent a
Intentionally
room.
It's
sketchy though.
Craigslist.
It's
What do you mean it's
sketchy.
intentionally sketchy?
Like, I don't know, she picks up the where it is off the ground, and then the rest of the movie they don't turn the lights back on at all.
It just gets
The rest
darker.
of the movie is just like, okay, no lights are on. And even the first time in there was no lights on in the building.
Oh
And then
yeah,
the lady-
she's always like
Yeah.
revealing herself.
Yep.
Ooh,
Yeah,
oh, it's a little bit-
I'm a smart guy over here.
Yeah, look at me.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
figuring out some parts of the movie.
So we meet this old lady.
Old lady.
And she is a little creepy when you first meet her. Like Michael said, she's in complete darkness, and it like our main girl is standing in the light, and this older lady standing in complete darkness in a shadow before she turns the light on, and then you're like, oh, it's just an old lady. She must be fine. Ha 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 ha.
Haha, that's never turned bad.
Never.
AKA Hansel and Gretel. I
AKA
see through you, old lady.
AKA Friday the 13th.
AKA Friday. Oh yeah, shit, Mrs. Voorhees. She was a little
Yeah.
rascally one.
Don't ever say that again, Steve. Thanks.
What? She cut a few people in half.
So this lady has some rules, like no men over past 8 p.m. and
That's
don't do your
such a
laundry at night. And
Yeah, that's such a specific time.
8 p.m.
Like 8 p.m. I
That's
feel
when
like
the sun goes down.
I feel like 9 o'clock is reasonable.
That's when the sun goes
That's like
down.
when you got to go to bed for school. Like 9 o'clock. That's about fine.
Sure. So so this lady's like, yeah, sure, you can rent the place. It's just that, you know, you have to put down fucking 4 months of rent
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
deposit.
That's
2
and-
months security
ridiculous.
deposit, 2 months advance.
Yeah,
With
that's
with
insane.
all the weird flashbacks in this movie, that's the most unbelievable.
Well, she
thing.
did explain. She said, nah, girls just tend to run off in the middle of the night.
Well, I
Yeah,
can
I
see
wonder why.
freaking why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is like a money laundering scam. Like she's just taking money from people and then fucking murder.
Yeah, she's not
Anyway.
even offering anything in return. She's just like, yeah, have this crappy room in my attic.
Yeah.
Don't get haunted. Bye.
My past memories. Right? Spoiler.
But we don't know that yet.
Yeah, we don't know that yet, Michael. Why
Also-
are you spoiling the movie?
It doesn't seem like anybody else lives there, but it seems like there should be multiple
Yeah.
apartments.
There's like 3 floors to this house, and
Like, no
none
one
of
else
them are
lives there.
filled except for that first floor.
Oh, they're all filled, Steve.
You just never see anybody though.
Just with bodies. They're all filled with bodies.
Holy shit, I just realized. So when she first moves into this place, she said, "You're fine until the summer because then the smells like drift up."
No, that's why she lives next to the it was a restaurant that makes garlic.
Yeah, but no. She said like specifically. Oh my god. Specifically.
Steve's been drinking a bit.
Yeah, shut up. Don't tell the audience.
Okay,
Don't reveal behind the curtain. No, but she
I don't
says
like curtains.
specifically when they're talking about the bathroom that in the summer the smells waft up. So it's like,
so
shit.
bodies in
It's
the
like they're
room,
kind of like hinting like, oh, you're going to get this sewage smell in the summer because there's bodies rotting in my house.
In the walls. They're in the walls.
They're in the walls.
They're in the walls.
Oh my God, Hannibal
Oh my
Lecter.
God.
Why are they in the walls?
We're eating our friends.
See, Michael picked up on it.
Hey.
But anyway, yeah, so fucking,
Sometimes you gotta eat your friends. I guess that's where Steve wanted that to go.
no, I don't want
I
to
think
eat
it
our
is.
friends.
Come on.
Anyway, Michael, fuck, shit, Danielle.
Yeah.
Where are we in this plot?
Well, so she just got an apartment.
Yes.
And there's also kind of the subplot going on of this kid who is, kind of flirty with her. So he comes in and out. He is also a fashion student in her class.
Did we
along
ever
with
get
the
his
picture.
name?
I don't think so. Beanie guy.
Beanie Guy.
He was
I like
wearing
that.
a beanie.
His name's John.
John. Okay, John.
Wait, seriously? His name was
Yeah.
John?
His name's John.
Oh, shit. All right.
He's
Hi,
from
John.
South London.
Hi,
and
South
he has a
London,
car that
John.
he drives to
Oh, yeah.
North London.
He does.
Ooh.
Come on, guys.
He
Jeez.
just is like appearing every now and then. He's just like the random love interest that just appears for no reason and then just sticks around for no reason. It's great.
Right. Like, he seems like the creepy guy at first who's just, like, hitting on her when she first gets to London.
No, not at all.
He was not
needed help
creepy.
with the bags.
He was standing outside, and he was, like, smoking a cigarette, and he's like...
Oh, what a terrible person because they were
Oh,
standing
my
outside to
word.
smoke a cigarette.
Completely normal activity.
All right,
Hate him,
fine.
put him in jail, get him out of
How
here.
dare you smoke a
No.
cigarette?
Like, he never was creepy. Like, all the other guys in this movie were creepy. He was the one guy
all
who
of
was
the
not
guys.
creepy.
Yeah.
So,
I will
like,
say, bad guy... oh, my God. Guys got a bad name in this movie.
yeah.
All of them were terrible people.
Nah.
Well,
They're
because
getting
men
what they
are
paid
terrible
for.
people. Hello.
Welcome to Danielle's podcast as she talks about the evils of men.
Oh, men are so evil. I'll talk about it. Anyway,
Literally the greatest ever do it.
no,
Oh
there's
my
a few
God.
good ones out there. But so,
I would hope so. I'm sitting right next to you.
yeah, he's like in and out of her class. I can't remember. I don't think this is the library scene yet.
No, but we're
No.
close to that.
Yeah, but so, there's also that guy to keep in mind. After she gets the apartment, though, she does have to figure out a way to pay for it.
Yeah.
So she gets drawn to this restaurant where she also gets a job.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's because
the
she
bar.
buys too many clothes, and she's like, "Shit, I need to get a
Oh,
job now
whoa.
to pay for my rent."
Well, wait, did we skip the first dream sequence?
I think we skipped the
we
first
may have
dream.
skipped the first dream
Oh,
sequence.
100%.
We skipped
Yeah.
it. That's like the whole point of this
Yeah,
movie,
the whole
too.
plot of the
We're
movie
talking
revolves
It's
around
the
these dream
mirrors.
sequences.
We're talking about the romance, the fashion, the
Yeah,
class.
we're focused on the main character, and then
Jeez.
there's also a secondary main character
All right.
that we're not talking about.
Michael, walk us through the...
Yeah,
Well,
take us
see,
through the
it's
dream
the first
sequences.
It's
night.
the reflections. You
Yeah.
know, they're always looking at you, and sometimes it's another person.
Yeah. So,
That-
like, she's...
Sometimes.
Sometimes
Only
your reflection
sometimes.
are other people, and they look at you, and you trip balls for like 2 weeks and almost die several times.
Yeah, why not?
Sure.
That sounds about right.
So she like it's all dream or mirror related.
Right.
All of it.
And, like, her first night there, she goes to lay down in her bed. And then the music comes in, and it, like, fades out. And it looks like you're, like, going through a tunnel, like, backwards away from her. And
She
it,
throws the covers over herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the camera zooms way further than
And it's
the
That
like
was such a cool
suddenly
trick.
trippy.
it,
yeah.
it felt like you were thrown into a dream.
Yeah,
Right.
That was so cool.
Which I think that's what
I did
that's
like
what they were
that.
trying to do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
And it worked.
yeah,
Yeah,
that was
good job,
really
good job.
cool. Yeah. Awards all around.
Oh yeah. A little golf clap for everybody. So now they're in the dream, and the first few times you're 100% sure it's a dream, and you're 100% sure of when she wakes up.
Right.
So they establish this is what's normal with these things, and then they change it slightly as they go on.
Right.
And it slowly blurs the line.
Yeah, like it definitely amped up as it
it was a huge ramp.
Yeah.
Because the first couple was like, all right, we're just feeling this out. And then it was like all the lines are blurred. And they even showed her waking up multiple times in a row.
Right.
Which is like, okay, so you're really never sure now as the person watching.
Right.
Yeah, trust me. I was that person watching going, what the fuck
And
is going on?
you're skeptical pretty early too.
Yeah.
Like after like the third time, you're like, all right, something weird's going on with this stuff. Like it's not all, that we see.
It's not all sunshine and rainbows.
Not in the dream sequence.
Yeah, the whole thing is there is this girl in the 60s. She's blonde. Sandy, but then sometimes she goes by Alexandra or something.
Or Alex or Andy.
Yeah.
Alexandria is her real name.
And she is the dream lady that our main girl's getting visions about.
Lady.
She's Freddy Krueger.
She is trying to be a performer or singer.
Yeah, she wants to be a singer in like 60s nightclubs.
Yeah, and so, of course she finds a guy and he's like, oh, I'll take you out on the town, Toots. And
hey, Toots, let me buy you a drink. I'll make you famous.
And she's like, oh, that sounds lovely.
Don't worry. I'll save you from the handsy dudes. Don't worry. Come with me.
Don't worry, doll.
Don't worry, doll. I'll take you outside and kiss you very tenderly in a phone booth. Come here, baby. What you up to tonight? Oh, you want a race car as a drink? That's weird. Okay. A
Vespa.
Oh, sorry. You want a moped as a drink?
That's better.
Hold on, baby. I will get that for you.
Well, she wants to be on stage.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't want to be a nightclub. Like she's shooting for the stars here.
Yeah.
And
it always starts that way.
He realizes, he's like, all right, well, here's another one. And then after a little while, he talks up that audition.
Right.
And then starts off good and then gets really not good really fast.
Right. And this whole storyline that we're getting is just told in these like clips that we get.
Right.
So in my head, I think I'm kind of connecting the storylines between just what's happening with the performer girl. Bless you, Steve.
Sorry.
And then what's happening with our main
silent.
girl. I heard it in my head.
Sorry.
So yeah, I don't exactly know like where it cuts out for flipping back and forth, but then the next thing is that she gets a role in like a burlesque club.
Yeah, she's like a backup
dancer. Yeah, that's like her first gig or whatever, and she looks kind of miserable throughout the whole thing. And
she's
is like
not enjoying it at all.
Yeah,
this is
like
the first thing you see.
Her fucking sights were set up here. Now, for those of you who are listening, my hand is pretty high
above his head,
above my head.
Yes,
but by the end of it, her reality is set down here. Now that's closer to my leg.
Yeah.
For those listening, they can't see my hand.
The only option is to listen. By the way.
The only option is to listen. We don't have a visual content yet.
Well, okay.
Let us know if you want visual content.
Leave us a comment. In the comments you can't leave on Spotify.
Fuck you, Spotify. But yeah, no. So like her expectation.
Right.
Michael doesn't even own Spotify. Take that, Apple.
Fuck you, Apple.
Yeah, Apple.
I'm okay with that one.
No one will ever sponsor us.
Yeah, no, we're the worst. Hey, Cheez-Its, I still like you.
Will you sponsor me? Oh my God.
But yeah, no.
Cheez-Its are great, but you gotta have something to drink.
You need a refreshing
That's why you
beverage.
need a Coca-Cola.
See? Just doubled our money right there. See?
Smart water. Drink smart.
And this is all brought to you by Squarespace. Our main sponsor today.
Shut the fuck up.
All right. Anyway.
Oh my god, what was I saying? So her expectations were set up here, but they ended up down here. She turns out to be like a background dancer. It's not what she wanted. She wanted to be headlining like the main club of London back then. But
Right.
she ended up as a background dancer in like a sub club.
She didn't have the moxie.
Hey, Toots, you should have took that Vespa. Instead, you ran outside and made out with me in a phone booth. Toots,
The phone booth was in the building.
Michael. Why would they
No.
put a phone booth in the building,
because
Toots? Explain it to me.
Doll face.
Hey, doll face.
because it was the 50s and phones weren't like that.
Hey.
60s. It was the 60s.
It was the
Whatever.
60s, you sack of shit.
Wow.
Even I knew that, and I wasn't paying attention through half of this.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, I zoned out like minute 12.
All right. So can I talk about the whole schizophrenia element that I think it is?
Yeah.
So
Go on a rant about schizophrenia.
yes. So, half the time that she is seeing these hallucinations, she's not on drugs, and most of the time she's also not in the apartment. So it doesn't seem like it's a haunting, really, because she's having these episodes everywhere. And then they also talk about her mom having mental health issues. They didn't really specify. I don't think, did they?
No, that was
Nah.
that was left vague.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure what they're implying is that she has schizophrenia and that's why she's seeing these things, but also it's more of that it's connecting with something that actually happened and she's kind of attuned to that in a sense. I don't know. I still
Okay.
think it's that, the only reason she's really seeing this stuff is because she's schizophrenic.
Well, all right. So the only reason I disagree with that assessment,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that's a good assessment. The only reason I disagree is because the old lady clearly states to us that plenty of women have come and gone in the middle of the night with no warning. So I'm starting to think multiple people have seen these visions.
Yes, but
Okay.
I still think
You still think?
because she already sees her mom in the mirror, so she
Right.
was already seeing things, and her grandmother says like,
Well, not like saying she's not more attuned to it, but I think just being in this building specifically,
Well, I think-
like really
I
affected
think it's
her more.
both. I think it is still like some sort of haunting or something, that I don't know how to fucking explain it, but ghosts,
Yeah, so
But I think it's a combination.
supernatural. Okay.
because I think she already had the schizophrenia and the
Right.
ghosts like connected with her and just like made her freak the fuck out.
Okay.
Did you know women are more likely to have schizophrenia?
I didn't know that. I didn't look that specific fact up. But
Well,
now
that
that
was
you
just
told it
something
to me, I'm glad that I know it.
Yeah, but no, I think that's what triggered the whole thing initially.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's why her dreams kind of turned into reality. And she's starting to see things when she's awake and aware. She's not on any drugs or drinking, and she's just freaking out for no reason.
So this is a random crazy thought.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we in the plot? I know this is we're kind of getting off topic here. Well, not off topic, but we're just going off on tangents. But like, it does seem like this movie kind of warrants kind of discussion like that, where like
It's already so scattered.
Yeah, and like the movie kind of just it all fluctuates around these visions of the past melding with her future. So it's kind of like, yeah, I get why we're kind of all over the place, because the movie's kind of all over the place. We're in the 60s, we're in the present, we're also in the present while in the 60s. Like it's very much like if you're not paying attention, like, holy shit, like, good luck, because that's the boat I'm in right now. So that's why I'm relying on you guys to kind of steer this one.
All right, so you get the basic idea,
I get the basic
though.
premise that it's a girl, she's fashion student, She gets visions of the past,
Uh-huh.
and the visions of the past end up haunting her future.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know what you're confused about, really. It's just that there's a lot of layers going on at the same time, and it all just kind of melts together.
In the present, the police officer that tried to talk to the original lady was there, but that many years older. So, like, there was concrete stuff for the timeline she's in.
Yeah, I do want to talk about that police officer. I'm glad you brought that up. So there's this old guy that keeps haunting our main character. Not haunting, because he's alive. More like following our main character.
Stalking
and
would be a
once
good word.
once she changes her hair color, he starts paying more of an interest to her, and he starts asking more questions, and he starts being more kind of like present in her life. So so he was the guy back in the 60s that Anya Taylor-Joy talked to.
Yeah, and she was like, "You're a copper."
Oh, okay.
That's
so
the
that
guy.
was him.
Yeah, that's him.
And he's the one
Okay.
who said, "If I were you, I'd get out of this business."
Hey, Toots, why don't you leave while you still have the legs to carry you?
But for, the whole time up until now, we don't like him.
Right. Because
Like he seems
creepy.
like another like skeezy.
yeah,
just
you
trying to
assume
sleep
that
with
he's
her.
a scumbag, or
Right.
that he is
Yeah.
the one main scumbag who got her into this business in the first place.
Well, and that's what this kind of movie leads you to believe, that every guy that these characters talk to is a scumbag, and that's why I thought like the guy she ends, catching feelings for was a scumbag. Like he's just standing outside of the building, he's waiting for somebody to get there or like something to take advantage of.
Yeah, that's what it's like being a woman. You assume everyone's a scumbag until you realize they're not. Have you been a woman before? Clearly not.
Ding, ding, ding. The more you know.
Yeah.
Everybody's a scumbag if they have a penis.
Yeah. I mean, but that's just basic knowledge. But
Yeah, everybody knows
so
that. Anyway,
they really amplify that to show, they're shadowing both the past and the present, having those experiences with guys where they're just kind of scummy. And yeah, so this cop that I didn't even realize until like the very end when he actually gets like hit by a car.
Right.
I didn't realize that he was the cop. I didn't even...
Yeah, no, there was nothing in my head that was like, oh yeah, he was definitely somebody from the 60s.
And
Right.
it cements the fact that he was real.
Yes.
Right.
Because you're not entirely sure.
Right. Like you don't know if she's seeing
Right.
things or if they're actual like visions of the past.
Yeah, until she has a conversation with him at the bar. That was kind of... I mean, and again, that still could have been like anybody. But, her manager upstairs says, hey, you got a customer downstairs, and he's the only person sitting at the bar. So
Right.
it's like, all right, I guess this guy's real,
Yeah. No, like I get we're not, really doing the plot, but like just watch this movie. Like I feel like I just want to have like a general discussion about it because I have so many questions. And like I don't know if like what she's seeing like during her like normal waking hours is like real, or if that's what you were saying, like the schizophrenia portion of it, like she's more attuned to these like visions. Like that's kind of where I started losing it, where it's like she's seeing all this stuff and like so many things are happening and like the past is melding into the future and like she's starting to turn into like our past main character. Like that's why I was like, what the hell is going on in this movie?
Well, she feels it in that way and therefore experiences it for herself. And that's like when she's talking to the older lady, when she's talking to her at the end, that she said they all deserved it, and she's like, I know. Because
right. She's like literally reliving this old lady's past.
Right. And if you were watching her the whole time, she would just be going crazy in the same town that happened 50 years ago or whatever.
Right. But like, and then it was one of those things where like they kept mentioning the mom of this main character, and like if the mom was such a prevalent thing and like she's seeing her in mirrors and all this stuff, like that's why I originally thought like the Anna Taylor-Joy character was this girl's mom. Like she's reliving her mom's past.
I thought it was her grandmother because, I mean, if she was like in her 20s in the 60s, the math doesn't really work out, right? You know,
well,
like it
when
makes
we
more
get
sense.
the scene of like the girl getting stabbed and like her dying, it's like, oh, okay, so her mom died. They
When would she
ruled it
have the
as like a
child?
suicide.
When would she have had the child?
At some point, as she's hoeing around.
But born in the 60s? She can't be born in the 60s.
We
It's
don't
set in the
really
modern
get.
day.
Well, we don't get a year.
She's wearing Beats headphones. I'm pretty sure it's pretty modern day.
Yeah,
well, when
Steve.
did Beats come out?
Well, no, like that's
Not in the 60s.
that's not.
Well, I'm not saying Beats came out in the
Yeah.
60s, but the girl was at least born at some point.
You can't be born in the 60s and then go to college when Beats headphones come out.
You could if you tried.
No.
No, if anything, it would have been her
It's
grandmother.
those late bloomer college
Well-
students that are getting us going, you know?
It lets you in on the fact that it's like, all right, her grandma went to London and had an experience and survived, but we don't know
Right.
that yet. She survived and came back. The mom did the same thing, and she couldn't cut the mustard and ended up killing herself. And so this is her. Well, I feel like I need to do it too.
Right.
And when she gets there, you know, it just shows you her struggle. Like I feel like they could have made a movie about the grandma's time, the mom's
Right.
time, or her time. We're just seeing her time there.
Yeah, and I think that they're all connected in that way where, you know, this probably did happen to the mom or something similar, and maybe her grandma went through the same thing. But it's either that they experienced the same story, and maybe, you know, the same freaking landlord lady was there however many years ago when her mom was there. Like, I don't know. But it kind of leads you to believe that the mom also had a similar experience. Again, because
like
she probably also was
She was like
schizophrenic.
seeing the visions
Right.
as well. Okay.
That's what I
Yeah,
assumed.
that's what happened, Steve.
Is that what happened, or is that just
that's how
like
the
a
movie
theory?
is.
And her
No,
mom couldn't handle
that's
it
what
because
happened.
she was seeing all these visions.
Because she goes a bit nuts, so you can see how, you know, 2 out of 3 survived and 1 went nuts.
Yeah. All right. I guess that makes more sense, but I don't know. Maybe I'm still thinking I'm just too dumb for movies like this.
Not too dumb.
Like,
He's too dumb.
cause like I don't know. Like even after you explain it, like I'm still like, yeah, but that doesn't make sense. So why is she seeing the past of this old lady and not like the past of her mom or like the past of her
Because-
grandma?
Because she was in the house.
She was in the room where all that happened.
But if
Yeah.
like what you're saying, like the mom experienced the same thing, or like the
no,
the
they
grandma.
had separate experiences. They just when
so
they,
you're not saying like they all had
No,
like
they
visions
all-
and
they
they're
all didn't
staying
go to
with
that
this
house.
landlord.
Right, I just mean it could have been something very similar.
They-
Oh,
they
okay,
all had-
okay. Sorry,
they all had that gift.
I heard that so wrong.
and they all went to the city
Right.
where there's
Ooh.
because they make a point of saying a couple times that, you know, she explains, listen, somebody's died in every room in this whole city, and then
Yeah.
they reiterate it with the main character saying
Right.
London's
a bad place.
Yeah, I
because
was-
John questions, you know, she looks up the murders of women during that year, and one box was just 1 year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was just 1 month,
I was gonna say, think of it like
or was that 1 year?
It was 1
It was
year.
1
Steve.
year.
It was
Sorry,
1
sorry,
year.
sorry.
Yeah,
think of
thanks.
it like The Conjuring, and
Okay.
what's her name? Elaine, or is that the right lady? The old lady who can.
Yeah, Elaine Warren. No. Yeah, Elaine.
Yeah.
It was Elizabeth Warren.
Oh yeah.
Whatever. She
Elizabeth.
can talk to ghosts or whatever.
Yeah.
like a medium, you know? Maybe it's a little bit like that, where they're just a little bit more attuned to like spirits. And I believe in ghosts. I don't know about anybody else out there, but you know,
Michael is a ghost.
If you can hear ghosts and you go to a city where there's a lot of ghosts hanging around because a lot of people died there because it's just a big city, then yeah, you're probably going to have a similar experience if you also have a condition like schizophrenia mixed with like being a medium.
But it also lets you know that like she 100% got the worst of the trials.
Oh,
right.
Yeah,
And she survived it. So, you know, that was kind of cool. But you're not sure if she survives it. So you're never quite 100% clear, because sometimes the mirroring characters would be in the other person's world.
Right.
So like she's wearing the hoodie and pajamas in the nightclub dancing, and the other girl's like standing at home, you know. So they would flip flop, and it was very fluid when they went in and out of it.
Right.
Towards the end of the film, and it kind of kept you on your toes.
Well, yeah, because like I think that's another thing. Like, there's no definitive ending to the movie. Like, it seems like it's a happy ending, but then you see Anya Taylor-Joy in the mirror, and you're kind of like, oh shit, like, so is she going to be haunted by these dreams like the rest of her life, or is it like they just wanted like a little like stinger scene to set up a sequel?
For me, it's like you've conquered, like she clearly conquered her fears there,
Right.
and then was able to deal with it and stayed. Her grandmother returned home.
Yes.
Her mother died. She survived too, like her grandmother.
Right.
But she
stayed
conquered it
in
and stayed
Soho.
there. And I think that those people are still dead. Those
Right.
memories still exist.
And she still sees
And
them from time to time.
She still sees them from time to time, but
it's not
she
like affecting her like
she
it was.
understands the whole story, so it doesn't cause panic. Where
Okay. So like now that she has a full grasp on what
Right.
happened,
because
she's less like freaked out by it, or less like driven by it because she saw the ending to that
right.
story.
And the first ending we saw with her getting stabbed to death
yeah.
ended up being wrong.
Right.
And that character that we were all feeling bad for
Yeah.
completely 180s
And turns
is
out-
now the assailant.
Right.
You know, and you're just immediately, whoa, that wasn't what I was expecting.
Yeah, and I
it
think
just
that's why
flips
I
your
had
perspective.
such a weird thing with the ending. Like, that was not at all what I was expecting. Like, I was expecting some weird, like, trippy fucking ending. But I wasn't expecting it to be as simple as, oh, yeah, no, she just killed a bunch of people.
Well, and I think it goes, opposite of, at the beginning of the movie, her grandmother's, Gran, I already know. Well, I'm going to tell you anyways. There's some bad people out there.
Right.
This, that, and the other thing. But we're expecting, and we're shown, all the bad people in the film are men. And
Right.
it turns out the real predator was the woman all along.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
it
shit.
shits on guys for doing bad things. But, like, she
She
clearly
was-
stayed doing that and killing because she liked it.
Right.
And then later on was regretful because now she's in a house full of bodies.
right.
And the house full of memories. But I think she
shit.
finds some solace that she was able to experience what she experienced and be okay with it, and she can hang out with her later.
She can hang out
Because
with her later.
she was the girl,
Yeah.
right.
and she was in the mirror at the end. So now after experiencing it and she's at peace, now there's no more like torment. And since she's dead, all of those bodies, they were all saying, free me. Like, free
Right.
us, free us. So now that she's dead, everybody just kind of hangs out.
Yeah, and like
It's a big group.
It's a big group
gathering.
of dead people,
Jesus
but there's no terror anymore or anything like that because she wanted to die, and you saw her, like, cut her own throat
Right.
before the fire happened. And the guys wanted to, they
They
we
wanted
need her to die
dead.
so we can be released.
Right.
So I think everything was set right again, and she comes to talk now and again.
Yeah, and I think also the whole thing with the lady cutting her own throat at the end. So you see the old lady do it, and then it cuts to her younger self. And then I think it like stays on the younger self as she's, saying like,
Trying to save her.
Yeah, don't try to save me, whatever. And that's, I think, them saying that, yes, the old lady cut her own throat or whatever, but also the vision of her younger self, like she cut off all the bad parts of it. So now if she does see that figure again in a mirror or whatever, it's not going to be the terrifying side of it, but like the innocent side before all that happened.
Right.
Or maybe
That's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
It.
I like that take on it.
Yeah.
But I think it was pretty well displayed. Like the whole movie had some eye-catching visuals, and then when it was trying to be creepy, it got pretty fucking creepy.
Yeah, like all those fucking like
the
bodies
hands coming through the floor,
dude, like,
and holding her down and
it
stuff.
had some.
It was pretty creepy.
Yeah, like it had some great horror moments to it.
Only a couple jumps.
Yeah, like I don't even think it needed like jump scares, but like the atmospheric stuff, like you said, the hands coming through the ground, and like just like the creepy shadow people that she keeps seeing throughout like the present day, like that was enough to be like, holy shit, all right, this is kind of creepy.
I think when we see the dead people in the dark room or the house or at night, it's not as like, it's like, oh, that's where they're supposed to be. And then towards the end of the film, those people are out in broad daylight. Yeah. And you're like, all right, she's totally, she's totally in it now.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they did separate, the scenery that way.
Yeah,
which was kind of a good indicator.
Right.
Of, am I dreaming or not? But at the same time, they flip-flop characters, so you're never sure 100%.
Right.
Yeah, it's almost like Joker. How you never really know what's really happening.
Actually, that's a good comparison, because like there's so many people who are like, oh yeah, that whole movie is just like a dream sequence. It's like, I don't know about that. And then like you could probably say the same thing about this. Like this whole movie is just a dream sequence that our main character is experiencing.
Well, and it ended with them watching her at the fashion. She finally got her fashion show and blah blah blah. But they don't show him, like, he didn't have a visible bandage on purpose to show you, like, oh yeah, he survived.
Yeah, like there's there's no indication.
She had her left hand bandaged up.
Right.
But they didn't show anything blatant on him, but they did show it on her, and he got it worse than she did.
Yeah.
So that kind of leaves it a little open-ended, and then of course they leave it wide open with seeing the blonde character again in the mirror.
Right.
And then she does the little tap. Like the first time.
Yeah.
The first time she tapped on it, and that's kind of what allowed them into the space type thing.
Right.
Yeah, they like kind of,
they flip-flop places. Like,
right, but this time nothing happened when she tapped the mirror, so it's like, all right, you're closed off in there,
Right. Like you're nothing more than just a memory. Like I'm kind of over this type of thing.
I think because she saw herself in that other character so much that she was happy to, if Danielle's right, and it's the innocent side before all the bad stuff happened, she would be now a comfort and an inspiration, because
she was ambitious.
That was the model of the dress she was making in her fashion school.
Okay, so it was almost like her like her confident self, like in these like fashion designs.
Yeah, like she gave her so much inspiration in the beginning, to like put herself out there and to be, more. Yeah,
because like she started taking on some of the mannerisms that this 60s character did.
It's the least I can do. What's the most?
Yeah.
Just hit him with a little
right. Okay. So like she even started like sounding like her past, like this past character.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, all right. So, all right. That makes a little more sense after you guys.
We got you, Steve. You just have to listen. To
Yeah.
us.
No,
You just have to listen and understand what we're saying, and we'll walk you like a little doggy down the plot of a
Perfect.
movie.
Yeah, just hold me by the reins and like let me
But
go.
no, this
you know?
scattered for sure.
Yeah,
And you don't do well with scattered plots.
yeah. No, I need
Scatter
like
plots.
something
Straight line, please.
Yeah, I need to be able
not
to
Steve needs
follow
a
it.
pie chart, not a
Steve's
scattered
not a fan
plot.
of non-linear.
Oh my god, don't fuck Arrival.
Steve, you need to open your mind.
You gotta
Oh
open
my
your
god,
mind,
I'm
man.
gonna open all of your minds
Oh,
with a
it's-
hammer.
I tell you, well, once we get to Interstellar, if your mind isn't open, whew, it's going to be quite
Now,
the podcast.
We're
Now-
literally just stretching Steve for harder
Yeah, yeah.
movies.
At least
We're just
I've-
stretching Steve.
I've seen Interstellar twice
not
so
gonna
far.
help.
So I still
Not gonna
I
help.
almost might have a grasp
Grasp.
Grasp.
on that. Yeah, grasp.
Grasp.
But yeah.
On reality, the lady in this movie did not have.
Yeah. But all I was trying to say is, now I get this isn't like our normal episode and we're kind of just giving our thoughts more on the movie. But like I kind of wanted just more of a general discussion, like, because this I feel like is one of those movies you need to see it and you need to form your own opinions before you start, seeking out other people. Like,
yeah, and if you made it this far and you haven't seen the movie, whoops.
yeah, what did you do? What you done messed up, Jeffrey? But no, it's like one of those things. Like, I'll listen to other podcasts, and like if it's a movie I haven't seen before, some of the times, like, you get to the end of it and you're like, oh shit, I wish I've seen that before. And now I get we're at the end of it, and I'm just now warning people. But
No, we warned them. It's
but
fine.
this is definitely one of those movies where you need to see it, and like even after seeing it, I'm like, I kind of want to watch it again to form like a full opinion on it.
But you said you really loved it.
I loved it in the beginning, and it's just that ending that kind of threw me off for a little bit. Now, like after you guys explained a little bit more, and it started fitting more into place, but like my first impressions of the ending was like, oh, that kind of ruined it for me. Like, I didn't want it to be as simple as, oh, well, it's just the girl from the past and she's still alive.
And also
With
turned
no-
out to be a serial killer
Yeah.
putting bodies in the walls.
But with-
it's
but with-
stupid. It's
It's
just a
pretty
dumb
metal.
thing to
But
say.
with no explanation of like why our main girl is getting visions other than, oh, she sometimes sees her mother.
She had a familial gift. They all could see things.
Yeah, but
See, he just says dumb things.
no,
about
but
movies.
there was
It's
nothing
annoying.
in the
No.
movie that explains the entire family sees things.
Well, I think if there
What do you-
was explanation, it would be too much explanation. Like, the whole thing is that you have to experience it to realize what's going on.
We got just enough information to understand what's going on, but not enough context to know, does it continue? Does it continue for good?
So
Does
do
it
I need to
continue
wait for
bad?
Last Night in Soho 2 to get the answers that I'm
No.
looking for?
No, that's even dumber.
I
than
thought we
most of the
answered your
sense.
questions.
Well, you did, but it's still...
Oh, look, another movie. He didn't like the ending.
Oh my god! Like I just said, I liked the movie. Like I liked the story. I liked the whole concept of it. It was just I didn't like the simplicity of the ending. It seemed like it was building up to something more complex than just it's a serial killer.
It was building up to that, yeah. But
that's my only complaint with it. Like I enjoyed the beginning, I enjoyed the middle. It was just when it came to the ending, I wasn't expecting something so simplistic as, oh, it's just that character older and she was a serial killer the whole time.
yeah, but
Like-
it has like a totally different
How is that simple?
plot.
It's not that it's simple, but the whole movie would lead you to believe that there's some kind of supernatural element to it. There's something more to it
well,
other
there
than...
was. She experienced all of
there
it.
was. They could talk to dead people.
Yeah, she experienced all of that, and it's just that it happened to also involve a killer, which I did not expect, and I thought it was a cool twist.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay.
Steve-
Well, all right. Well, so I'm the
Steve's-
oddball out on this one. That's
Yeah.
fine. That
Always talking
happens.
dumb shit.
It's not. I'm not talking dumb shit. I think I'm
It's
making
fine.
some valid points.
Your opinion is valid, Steve.
It's not though when it's
his
wrong.
opinion. It's his opinion, Michael.
Like I said, I wanted to love this movie. Like I wanted to watch this for
would've
so
been-
long.
What would have been more complex than the landlord being the serial killer
It's not that
and the house
that
burning
wasn't
down?
complex
And
enough
her
for
friend
me.
gets stabbed.
There's a lot going on.
Well, it's
Well, you keep using the word. I wanted it. You know,
No,
I didn't
it
want
just-
it that simplistic.
it's
So what could have
just-
made it more
It's
complex?
just not what I wasn't expecting the slasher ending. I was expecting like a supernatural ending. Like they played harder into her like actually having schizophrenia. Like they put a name to it.
You
And
didn't
it's
even
like-
think of that as a concept before I brought it up.
No,
though.
but
Yeah,
if
Steve.
that's the concept, and like it seems like what you're saying is right. You obviously paid more attention to the movie than I did, but it's if that's the whole point, like she's going insane, like she's losing her mind, she's seeing visions, like play more into that and not just have it like, oh, she just happens to see visions and the person she's living with just happens to be a serial killer.
Yeah, it's all a bunch of weird coincidence that led to this insane story that we got a chance to watch.
It almost just seems too convenient.
It's like how they make all of them.
I don't know.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, like I
Did you
said,
enjoy it, Michael?
I liked the
Michael,
movie.
you know-
Steve's got to have a problem with the last 7 movies we've done. Oh, if I made the movie, it would have been better.
I'm sorry, I wouldn't
No, it
wouldn't
wouldn't
have
have.
asked you guys to do a podcast if I didn't want to have opposing opinions on movies.
The last movie we watched, the ending was not what I expected. It's bad.
What did
This
we watch
movie-
last?
This movie, the ending was not what I expected. It's bad.
Listen, okay, nobody expected aliens in a Nicolas Cage
And nobody
movie.
expected the
No-
landlord to be a female serial killer stuffing bodies in the wall and the house burns down after she stabs her friend.
Yeah, that was
No,
a
I'm
lot.
not saying that it wasn't unexpected. It's just I don't know. It just wasn't what I was personally expecting.
next
based
time-
on what the movie gave me.
Next time we're going to make a movie and Steve's going to do all of it and then we're going to talk about that movie so he finally agrees with an
And I'll
ending
be
of a
like,
film.
you know what? I expected the ending the whole time. What a great movie.
Because apparently you have to tell Steve the end of the movie at the beginning of the movie so that he can expect it, so then he'll like the film. I think I cracked the code right there.
Oh my god.
I don't want to say anything else because everything I say is now apparently wrong.
No, it's whatever.
Whatever. This was
This has been
I'll just end
every
it.
film in the book.
Yeah, I'm going to end it here because I have that power to do so.
No, you don't. You got to get up and go over there and hit the button.
Yeah, I know, but
And I can talk shit the
yeah,
whole
but
time.
I still got to say goodbye to everyone. I still
Yeah.
want to be polite.
Oh, goodbye, everyone.
Well,
I guess this
Are we
is the
leaving?
end.
Are we leaving
I
now?
think we're
I don't know.
leaving.
Do you guys have anything else to say
Are
other
we-
than
No.
Steve's opinion is stupid on this movie?
Well, typically at the end of the discussion, you change the movie and then yell at it.
What? I changed
The movie should have been different. It should have been different, Steve.
I'm sorry that
You know what?
I have
That's the
opinions.
last night I'm spending in Soho.
Yeah,
Same.
that better be the
Same.
last
That's the
night you
last
spend
night in Soho for
Yep.
me.
You
Let
know
me
what?
tell you.
That'll do it.
This was an Anya Taylor joy to watch. Eh?
I think you ruined it with that
All
one.
right.
I think you ruined it.
Well, I'll end it on my high point. I'm sure somebody's laughing. I know I am.
There's
Ha, ha,
literally
ha.
3 of us sitting here laughing.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. This has been Every Film in the Book. And we'll catch you guys in another week or so.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Don't look in mirrors. You'll be pulled back to the 50s.
And don't watch the news.
Don't watch the news.
You gotta whisper it in a gentle embrace.
Don't watch the news.
Okay, well, we didn't have to make it. We didn't have to sexualize it. It was between a brother and sister.
Hey, yo, bro. Don't watch the
God.
news, bro.
No.
The plants are coming for you, bro.
Guess what?
What?
The plants all died too.
Oh, fuck.
That solar flare killed specifically the plants Mark Wahlberg talked to in The Happening. That's
that rubber plant.
That's the only plants that died.
Didn't we say goodbye like 2 minutes ago?